here in Zambia it is morning. I would like to begin a new topic with you. We have been reading a text, The Concubine. I want to have an introduction in poetry, and we look at the features of a poem. So we have the definition of poetry, the features of a poem, and then we'll demonstrate how to analyze poems in an exam. So what is poetry? Poetry is defined by many authors, but all in all, it has certain features which are common. So we are saying, so in the beginning, I want to clarify that you can have written poems and poems which are spoken. So sometimes they are called oral poetry and written poetry. Oral by the word of the mouth, spoken word. So in defining poetry, we look at the features that are found in poetry. So we say it is the expression, it's a verbal expressions of feelings, ideas, and thoughts using by words that are arranged in the best possible order. Best possible order. That is poetry. Words are arranged in their best possible order. In poetry, we do not use a lot of words to bring out our points, like in a novel or in novella, but in poetry, we try to use minimum words, or we use the words economically. That is how you define poetry. Verbal expression. Here, because, like I said before, it can be oral poetry. So from oral, we have the spoken word. But also poetry can have written poems. And I'm going to give you some of the examples, okay, from this book. This book is written by Ezekiel Alambi. It's Understanding Poetry, okay. So what are some of the features that you find in a poem? So the poem can have 3 parts or 2 in general. The first part is what is called line, okay, is what is called line. What is a line in poetry? A line is a single row of words in a poem, like a sentence in prose. In prose, it is called a sentence. In poetry, it is called a line. Now, the next part would be stanza. What is a stanza? We are saying a stanza is a group of lines in a poem that are separated from each other by a space. A stanza here in prose can be a paragraph. Okay, can be a paragraph. Then the next point that we have is what is called refrain. What is refrain? Is a phrase or a line or a stanza that is repeated throughout a poem. Okay, I just want to show you, if you're able to see. Let me get a small poem so that you are able to see what I'm talking about, just to demonstrate what I've just mentioned to you. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So we can see these are stanzas. Okay, I hope you're able to see. Okay, just want to you to have a feel what I'm talking about. These are stanzas and lines. The sentences are what we are calling lines in poetry. Don't make a mistake of mentioning poetry sentence and a paragraph, because here these are known by other words. These are known by other words. So, like we have seen here, okay, you have lines and stanzas. Now, like any other poetry as a way of analyzing poetry, it has a way of analyzing poems. It has styles, and that will be the lesson that we will look into in details and depth when we meet. How do you analyze a poem? Example, the poems that are the poem that I'm showing you. How do you analyze that poem? What are tools that are used to help us analyze a poem? And that is the lesson that I'll discuss with you when you meet next time. And then we're going to look at types as well. Okay, going to look at types just to preempt your mind. So next time when we meet, I'm going to look at tools to use analyzing poems. So if you are watching us and you have questions to ask, please feel free to ask questions, suggestions, so that even questions, even exam questions, so that we are able to look into those questions and be able to provide model answers. So thank you once more for subscribing to our channel. We hope that these are helping you in your studies. So thank you very much. This is a Understanding Poetry. It's a very nice book for your poetry lessons. So have a good day and God bless you.